If you would like to just, jump forward here a little bit. Okay, sorry, showing you my monthly report. If you would like to jump forward maybe about 5 minutes or so as you're watching it on replay, we'll probably start the lesson. But in the meantime, we're going to get this housekeeping out of the way. If you guys are not aware, welcome to Pure Money. We do have information to help teach you guys government contracting. We have a 7-day government contracting challenge coming up November 28th, 7 days straight at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to be teaching you guys about government contracting. You will, by the end of the 7 days, know all the information that you need to submit an opportunity. The only thing that will be stopping you is your mind. But again, in 7 days, you're going to know exactly how to operate your business correctly to work with the United States government. And research is a very large part of that. So we're going to be doing a lot of that in the beginning. Again, that starts November 28th, 7 days straight at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. If you miss it, it is recorded, and you're going to keep access to these recordings for 30 days after the last day. So if you want to get registered for that, you can go to travisknows.com, scroll on down right here, and you will actually see the 7-day federal government contracting challenge right there. You can get yourself registered. Once again, that is November 28th. Now, here's the kicker. I want to put some money in your pocket. When you get registered for that, okay, the challenge costs $297. As soon as you get registered for that, you tell somebody else about it, okay? Every time that you get somebody else registered using your link, you're going to have a coded link that goes to you. Every time somebody uses your link to sign up, you're going to get $100. So that means if you tell 3 people about this program, you get the program completely for free. If you tell 10 people about it, well, you get $3,000. Okay. And not just that, you're going to have an opportunity to keep selling it because I'm going to keep running this course every month. So every month, you're going to have an opportunity to generate more revenue by joining that 7-day government contracting challenge. Once again, travisknows.com. You can get registered right there. If you'd like to get into our 1-year program, same thing, travisknows.com. It's right here. Or you could visit puremoneygovcon.com. For a year, you're going to get access to my back office training, which you'll actually see right here in this other camera. This is the back office. You're going to get training that's sitting right there that you have access to for a year. You're going to get access to my Google Drive that has scripts and templates in there for you to utilize. You'll get access to my private group chat. It has all of my contractors in it. We got over 200 people who have registered, and you have access to communicate with all of them, changing up your environment. You're also going to get access to a live Zoom call. So that's 12 Zoom calls every month. I have a live Zoom call with me. I'm there to answer all your questions. I stay on until the last person gets their question answered. Okay. And most importantly, you get to sell this to somebody else and get 25% commissions of whatever the price is at that moment that you sell it. Now, the price of this, I believe, is at $2,000 right now. The price goes up $100 every time there's 5 purchases. So that means that your 25% commissions is going to go up every time that there's a purchase. So my goal is, again, to help you generate revenue while we get our contracts, because government contracting isn't an overnight success. Like, do not sign up for anything that I have going on if you think that I'm going to make you a millionaire in the next 10 to 15 days. I don't want those type of people. But what I am telling you, though, as you're learning this information, I'm going to give you an opportunity to put money in your pocket just by telling somebody about the information that you're learning from. And when they click the link and get registered, you're going to get paid. So once again, travisknows.com, you can get registered for that program today. All right. Or you can visit puremoneygovcon.com. Now, my other favorite site right here, guys, GovCon cheat codes. Okay. GovCon cheat codes. I actually needed to visit it. If you guys would like me to talk about a specific topic, if you go to GovCon cheat codes, you'll see right up here in the top left-hand corner, there's a content suggestion button, as well as down here at the bottom, there's a content suggestion button. Fill that out, and I'll make sure that I put a video in the schedule to help you guys out here on YouTube of the content that I'll make for you. So again, that's for you guys to give some input so we can continue serving value to you. Also, if you don't know if you're not ready for government contracting or not, you can come right here and take the assessment, And once you take the assessment, it's going to kick you to how we can best help you and let you know if you're ready for government contracting or not. So again, that can be found at govconcheatcodes.com. Or if you guys need some information, some resources, I have free resources right here and paid resources on GovCon cheat codes. I got the cheat codes for you. Just come down here, download the free ones. If you want to pay for some of them, by all means, you can click right there and pay for some of the resources as well. But once again, GovConCheatCodes.com, you can get registered for that information. Now, back over here to TravisKnows.com. A couple more things and we'll get up out of here and get started with our training for today. If you need consultations, you can find the consultation link again at TravisKnows.com. If you want to know the tools that I'm using to do government contracting, as well as how am I marketing, as I have a marketing agency, how do I do all of this stuff right here? All the tools. They're right here on the 7-Figure Tools. You can access it by clicking that link. And most importantly, we need some funding. We need some money. Well, guys, I've actually partnered with the company that has helped me out to not generate revenue, but to get the financing that I need to pay for these invoices that are coming from government contracting. They also helped me get credit cards when I didn't have absolutely any money. Later Financial Group. If that is you, you can actually, again, come to TravisKnows.com, go ahead and click this link and schedule a call with them. And you can find out how much you have funding for. And now you know what type of opportunities you should be looking at. Don't look at opportunities that your money can't handle, right? So this is a way to get some money that you do not have. Once again, Later Financial Group. This is not my company, okay? It will be a separate company. They just helped me out. So I'd like them to help you out as well. And last but not least, with TravisKnows.com, if you come all the way down here to the bottom, you can find all of my social media channels. I am on Instagram Mondays at 8 p.m. I'm on YouTube Thursdays here at 2 p.m. I'm on Facebook every other Friday. You can actually get into my Facebook group. I have free training to teach you how to market your business on the internet. All you got to do is get into the group. Doesn't cost you $1. I am in there once again every other Friday. Clubhouse, I'm there at 8 p.m. Eastern on Clubhouse every Tuesday. All right. And Twitter, we ain't got there yet, but one day we'll be there. If you purchase any badges from me on any of these platforms, don't forget, you can get the sauce. Click get the sauce right here. This is my token of appreciation to you. This is my way of thanking you for supporting me and getting those badges or stickers or whatever they call them on any platform. So once again, TravisKnows.com. Doesn't matter how you spell no, just put an S on the end and you can get access to all the amazing things that we got going on right here. But again, we're going to get ready to dive into the training here today. How do you utilize pricing? What is the strategic approach to pricing as a middleman? You can take the same information. It's not going to change just because I said middleman. If you're doing and running your own business, pricing is pricing to me. And again, I'm going to be pricing or teaching you guys pricing in a manner that is going to help you to build business. I don't care about you making money. Okay. And what I mean by that is, can you just win a contract and make yourself $500? Yeah, but that's not pricing to me. That's hustling. And I used to hustle. Trust me. I used to hustle for a very long time. Matter of fact, if you would have caught me about 4 or 5 years ago, you would have seen that all of my stuff said like hustle the net, right? Because I was hustling. Okay. I don't want to teach you guys how to hustle. I found out that, the amount of time that I spent hustling, the headache and the mindset and everything that I had to go through hustling to make money, if I just took a strategic approach, it was the same amount of work that needed to be done. Like there was no difference in the amount of work, but the pay and the time that it took changed tremendously because I wasn't hustling anymore. Do you know, like hustling, okay? Hustling are the people on the blocks, the people on the corner, they hustle. They got to stay up all night. They make a good amount of money, but guess what? They're exchanging their time for money, whether they know it or not. People, when they go to work every day, they hustle, right? So before I was actually hustling, selling my own stuff out here in these streets, I was hustling at the job. I used to wake my ass up every morning and jump down to the train Okay, get to DC 5 a.m. I had to be at the train so I could get to 5th and G Street by 6 a.m. so I could work at the Army Corps Engineers building. I was hustling back then. See, again, when you hustle, although you think you stepped outside, you're still exchanging your time for money. So that messes up your pricing models. Okay? Not until you understand how to run business do you realize there's a strategic approach to pricing. I do not want to take a deal that's not going to help me build business. I'm not here to take deals to hustle. Hustling put me in a lot of spaces that I never wanted to be in. And again, today I'm hoping that I can get you guys past that point. All right. Now, in the meantime, before we get started again, drop your information down in the chat. We want to know who you are, where you are from, what it is that you do. Also, if you have questions at any time about anything that I go over today, I want you to make sure that you put a Q. Okay. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Put a Q in the front of your, put a Q in the front of your, question, followed by a dash. And then put your question so I can see it, because the chat be getting a lot of stuff. I like to be interactive in the chat. And the only way that I can go back and scroll through and see those questions again is if you put a Q in the front, followed by the question there. But before we dive in, make sure that you guys are hitting that like, subscribe button, share button. Bring some more minority entrepreneurs into here. Okay, this is the only way that we're going to spread this message into our community is if we keep sharing it. It doesn't cost you one single penny for what I'm asking you to do. So if I am willing to share this information to each and every one of you, in return, all I'm asking you to do is to subscribe, share, like, tell other minority entrepreneurs. That's the ones I'm trying to impact. Tell the other minority entrepreneurs about this channel so we can keep growing. Once again, you guys have been doing a tremendous job with that. Let's see what we got out here. Alfred Elliott, if you're not last, you're first. Say it again. You ain't never lied. All right, we got Curtis Freeman checking in from Ann Arbor. Appreciate you for being here. Reese, back in the building. What's happening? Who else we got? We got Derek. What's up, Miami? Hey, man. Ain't nothing like the yayo. I love me some Miami, by the way, Derek. I ain't even gonna lie. I love me some Miami, but dang, y'all call so much out there. I thought DC was bad. Nice catch this at last. Well, I'm glad you was able to catch it. I appreciate you for being here today. Hopefully, I drop a nugget or two in value for you. What's going on, Adrian? We got here Kelly. She said, finally got a chance to catch the live. We got a bunch of people catching the live for the first time. I appreciate y'all for being in the building. We talk about that money over here, okay? Yvonne, thanks for being here yet again. Hey, what happened to my stuff? Hey, there we go. Thanks for being here again with us today. Lewis, what's happening with you? Hope that you're having a great day. Houston, Texas is in the building. What's happening, Ray? Hey, Ray, I love me some Houston, too. I think Houston may be like my second favorite state right now. I ain't even gonna lie. Outside of the summertime, it get a little too hot out there, but I love me some Houston. What's going on, Mr. Muhammad, out here in PG County? I ain't want to mess up the first name. I got to talk to you in person to find out how to say your first name on Clubhouse or something. But Mr. Muhammad, I appreciate you for being here over here in my area. Shout outs for being here. Gerald, what's happening with you? Woodbridge, Hood Bridge in the building. Guys, that's where I went to high school at. Hilton High School. I heard Hilton ain't doing too good in football right now. We was a powerhouse when I was there. I don't know what anybody else is doing. But thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Sharon just got the course. All I can say is my head hurts from all the information. I appreciate you for joining us and getting the 1-year course, Sharon. It's definitely a lot of information in there. Just take it. Here's the trick to all courses, all education, whenever you get involved with people. The trick is not to consume everything. So like you watch everything one time just to see what everything is about. And so the mind can like come up with strategies and techniques on how to do things. But then once you figure out, okay, that's the way that I want to go, don't focus on nothing else. Like it doesn't matter what's going on at the Army. It doesn't matter what's happening over there. Just focus on what it is that you're trying to do, and it will expedite everything. when you're trying to learn new information, just pieces at a time. Don't try to take it all in, because again, it's a lot to government contracting. Are these pricing strategies firm, fixed price contracts, or cost type contracts? Well, that is what we're going to be talking about today, Deborah. Yeah, we're going to be talking about those. So my pricing strategy fits them both. Okay. Universally fit in the building, Oklahoma. I appreciate you for being here. And a barber, fitness and barber. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's see. We got any new people. Oh, Christopher said I signed up. I appreciate you. In the DMV area, disabled veteran. Well, I appreciate you first of all and foremost, Mr. Christopher, for serving our country here, because I ain't going to lie, I couldn't do it. So I appreciate all the individuals who continue to risk their lives for individuals like myself who can't do it. So I thank you for your service, and that's why I think it's even more important that individuals like yourself hear about this information, because the system don't be watching out for you. So we need to make sure that you guys know about this. All of our veterans out there know about this information so you guys can capitalize off of it, because if anybody should be capitalizing off of this stuff, it should definitely be y'all as well. So again, I appreciate you for your service, my brother. S. Dot is in the building. Apex Ventures. I feel like I've heard that name before. Yvonne said the 7-day challenge is bomb. Hey, I appreciate you. I love the 7-day challenge as well. Kia, what's happening with you? All right, guys, we're about to dive into it. All right, we're going to dive into it. I'll jump back there and shout some people out here in a minute. But again, today we're going to be talking about the pricing strategies and techniques that you could utilize to position yourself to win these government contracts, but most importantly, to scale and grow your business. That is more important to me than winning a government contract. We have to grow good, profitable businesses. All right. Remember that. All right. Now, as I switch this camera over to what we're about to talk about, y'all know that I need y'all to put it in the chat. I am a millionaire. Remember, if you don't believe that you are a millionaire, nothing that I'm talking about is going to matter. And let me tell you something, guys. I'm not into that whole rah-rah stuff, energy and all that. I love people that do it. I'm not here to knock people that do it. I'm just telling you, I'm not doing it. But what I am letting you know is that, that fake it till you make it thing that people were talking about. Well, my whole strategy of teaching how to excel and how to generate a lot of revenue is literally to cheat, right? So if I'm going to be cheating, I'm going to cheat and look like a winner, an extremely successful person. And in order to get successful results from cheating, right? The people, I can always see a cheater. I've been cheating all my life since grade school. I can always see a cheater because, the new cheaters, the professional cheaters you can't see. But those new cheaters, oh man, they look so nervous. They look up, they be scared. And it's because they're scared to walk like the cheater. If you really want to be a successful cheater, once you get the information and the data and everything is matching up perfectly, all you got to do is walk like the person that you just cheated off of. So we're going to do the exact same methods in government contracting. We walk like the people that we just copied the data off of that told us that, hey, they make $100 million. I'm going to look like $100 million company, and I'm going to act like $100 million company. So if I'm going to do all of that, my mind has to be prepared that I'm a millionaire. So once again, I did all of that to tell you, I need you to put in the chat, I am a millionaire. You got to believe it. I'm already there. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it for me. But I promise you this again. Not on the energy stuff or none of that. Maybe it is energy or whatnot. But if every day you start waking up saying, I am a millionaire, if you come talk to me about selling $5 books, then damn it, you ain't no millionaire. You know what I'm saying? The language that comes out of your mouth won't match up. You can't say I'm a millionaire and now all of a sudden you keep trying to sell $5 items. That don't go together. Right? I need too many people to purchase at $5 to be a millionaire. So you're not having a millionaire conversation. But when you say I'm a millionaire and then you attach these government contracts to it, and every contract that we looking at is $500,000 plus, well, now you're doing millionaire tactics, and you should be a millionaire based off the actions that you are taking. Now you're taking millionaire actions, not poor people actions. Poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly. That's what over 97% of the black population is doing. They're poor, passing over opportunities. This opportunity right here, government contracting, it's recession proof. Okay. You ain't got to have no licenses. You ain't got to have no money. You don't have to have all this time. Everything that they talk about, well, you ain't got to have with this customer. That's why literally every single business in the Fortune 500, over 60% of their work comes from government contracting. Because this is what millionaires do. So once again, you are a millionaire. Every time you say, I am a millionaire out your mouth, is not for anybody else but yourself. Because then we got to take daily steps towards being a millionaire, right? Y'all excuse my little puppy back there, Nike, man. I may have to go pick him up because he just back here. Let me grab him for a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, hold on. My bad. I couldn't have him back here just whining and stuff all the time. All right, now back to what I was saying. Y'all, shout outs to Nike, man. He just came in here, little poodle, 9 weeks, so I got to train him up. That's why he whining. He's stuck in his cage or whatnot. But anyways, today again we're going to be talking about pricing. How do we get this pricing done? Most importantly, how are you going to price to scale your business? Now, let me switch this screen here so I can get this presentation. Now, I will tell you guys this, that I do have the entire presentation inside of my 1-year program. I'm not going to go over the whole entire thing today, but we are going to briefly touch on some things. Now, the first thing that I would like to go over with you guys here is a winning pricing model, okay? Now, here's the thing. Pricing to win does not mean the lowest price, okay? Especially in a best value acquisition. You have to be reading these opportunities. And I think that is another thing that, I always harp to people is you have to be willing to read. Every opportunity can be speaking different language. There's no one way to this thing. Now, if you line stuff up correctly and you understand that, hey, there's a bunch of different potential customers under government. Now, if I line up opportunities for like Department of Energy, well, once I respond to one opportunity, chances are the other 15 will kind of be the same because it's in the same agency with the same customer. So yes, they're using the same language. But when you jump around to Energy, Army, CMS, CDC, this is why people make government contracting hard for themselves because, yes, it becomes a lot of work because you're working with so many different customers, and that's just not smart, okay? Now, it also does not mean pricing at a loss. Yes, you can win a contract, and you still have priced yourself at a loss. Bidding at a loss simply means to win the work and is not a valuable strategy. We do not just win work. That's not smart. That's what crazy people do. Okay. Now, one, clients come to expect a certain rate or price based on initial contracts. Raising your price later becomes more difficult. This is why we want to make sure that we know pricing up front. Now, two, getting your foot in the door may not be worthwhile if you do not have cash flow to complete the work in a timely and accurate manner. Your contract may be canceled or you may receive negative performance ratings if the financing is messed up, okay? Don't nobody like to give you no work and you can't provide the solution because you talking about I ain't got no money. The government is not in the business of paying you to build your business. Okay, they're expecting you to already have everything ready to go, and they're going to reimburse you for your efforts. And when that reimbursement comes, it's going to have some profit on there, but they're not paying you to create your business. So don't ask, like, is the government going to pay me up front? No, they're not paying you up front. You're supposed to already be able to know how to do this stuff and have the resources. 3, your proposal may be evaluated for cost reasonableness, and you may be excluded from the pool of competition. So those individuals who have heard stories that you could jack up crazy prices to the government, I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, you can't do that. You just can't do that with government. You can't just jack up crazy prices. Now, if you got a product or a service that, is scarce or something like that, well, that's a different story. When the pandemic happened, gloves and masks, right? You look at the environment that we were in. Well, yeah, there was a shortage. So the box of gloves that once cost $5 went up to like $45, $55 for just one box, right? So it was a crazy time to be in, but that's what market was doing. So once again, we're going to be talking about some of these strategies here, 2 strategies that each one of you all can utilize when properly pricing for your contracts for products or services. It doesn't matter to me which one it is if you follow these pricing methods. Once again, my pricing techniques that I go over help you to scale and grow business. I'm not in here to win a contract. I'm in here to grow profitable business. And let me say that, profitable. Matter of fact, I want you guys to put this in the chat. Profitable business. I don't know, somebody may struggle on spelling profitable. Hey, and that's okay too. I struggle spelling all the time. If it wasn't for the spell check, I'd probably mess up stuff all the time. But put in there, profitable business. I need that in our mind. We're not in here to just win deals. We are here for profitable businesses. Okay, so drop that in the chat. Profitable business. Now, one of the ways that we can get this done, guys, one of the techniques of pricing is what we call market-based pricing, and often top-down pricing. We're going to look at the top and then work this thing on down. How do we come up with market-based pricing? Well, first you need to know the industry. Okay, there's a few types of contracts out there in government contracts. Here are the typical types of contracts. You got your firm fixed price contracts. Usually you need to come in exactly how that bad boy is, right? They're not going to give you $1 more, $1 less. You said it costs $1 million. They're expecting you to do it at $1 million. Okay. Now, if it comes up, things happen and whatnot, you need to bring somebody else on. Well, that's going to come out of your pocket, not the government's pocket. That's why they like those contracts. The thing about firm fixed price contracts is the risk goes on the vendor, not the government. And what I mean by that, again, is if you come in there at $1 million and, there's a hiccup or a hurdle, or maybe your employee who was the subject matter expert of the project just leaves all of a sudden, and now you got to bring some hired guns in that maybe cost more than the original person. Well, the government ain't about to pay you more than that. Like, this is what you guys worked out. That's what they're expecting you to do that. Now, if the government wants you to do stuff outside of the scope of work from the original contract on a firm fixed price contract, it's a couple things that you got to think about here. Do I do it to help build the relationship? Or do I say, hey, look, I'm not doing that because that's outside of the scope of work. I can do it if you go in and modify the original contract and add this new work to it, because there's going to be a new price to it, right? So that can happen. The government does have money that they could go back in there and modify those opportunities for things that they need. T&M is going to be time and material. Usually these are going to be like your research-based contracts. Again, is what it says, time and material. You're going to be invoicing all of the time and material that was needed for certain opportunities, and then they're just going to reimburse it back, right? So it's not a firm fixed price contract. I mean, it could go $1 million to $2 million. Of course, there's like a agreed upon, like, okay, we agree that we're going to try to get this thing to stop. We agree that we're going to try to get this thing into $3 million. But again, once I start submitting this time and material, like the project fees went up some more, so y'all gotta pay some more. Okay. The other one that we got here is a cost type plus. Usually what happens with this, let's say it helps both parties be on the same page. So essentially, let's say the contract is for $5 million, right? Well, both parties are scared of each other. So instead of coming straight at $5 million, okay, well, it'll be $4 million, or you might hear this fixed fee and things like that, but it'll be $4 million, and based off my performance and my rating, my score, however they do it, do I get that extra million for my $5 million, right? So now again, it's all about the risk. Who's taking the risk? That's the point of the different types of contracts. Either it's going to be the government taking the risk or the vendor taking the risk. On time and material is 100% the government taking the risk. On firm fixed price contracts, majority of the risk goes towards the vendor. Okay. Now, some of the pricing units that you're going to come across is hours, widgets, or phases. I will remind everybody, as you're looking through the different type of government contracts, you need to look at the cleanse. Okay. Usually things are going to come out on cleanse line items. So let's take, for instance, you get a project that you got to run a help desk for 4 years. Okay. You're going to have 001 as a cleanse line item. That is the first year of the contract, and 001 might be for a tier 1 full-time employee, FTE. So you got tier 1, 2, 3s, and subject matter experts. Those would be 4 different cleanse line items. Okay. And they would have to have, if it's a 5-year contract, you're going to have 5 different cleanse line items. So 001 for the first year FTE would go on the line item for that cleanse, and then 1001 would be for the second year cleanse line item for that tier 1 FTE. So you're going to have 5 different line items on your proposal for the most part. It may not always come out like that, but for the most part, you're going to have 5 different line items. Okay, just for that one single employee, and the line items is for every year of the contract. So now once you go to tier 2, that's going to be a whole nother 5. Could be. This is why I always advise people, read the opportunity. Don't just listen to what I say and say, oh, this has to be standard for all contracts going forward. No, you need to read. But if it comes across that, hey, that's what he was talking about right there, then you can keep following the method. But I'm telling you right now, not all contracts talk the same language. You need to read it. All right. Also, time and material, guys, that is the one that you're going to get reimbursed for your hours, right? So firm fixed price contracts. If I have, like right now, our air quality control contract, that is a firm fixed price contract. But I have 8 employees that get paid per hour. I have to know that in 2,080 hours, 365 days, that this person can provide that solution. And according to that solution that I'm going to charge $1 million for, I can pay out this amount of people. Okay. And I'm going to break down their hours, all right, on a line item and how much they cost. So for the year, that person, okay, that industrial hygienist will cost me $180,000. If I break that down per hour, I get the hourly rate that they want. Now I'm putting that onto the customer, the government, plus my fees on top, okay? And then I'm charging them. In my cleanse line item, okay, they're going to get an hourly rate, okay? So that's going to be the unit. The unit is a per hour. And I need 8 of them. Okay. Now, if you have 10 FTEs, okay, you're still going to charge it individually. They need to know what the individual rate is. And then you're going to multiply on the other side for how many ever is needed for that year of that project. I don't have the actual opportunities in front of me to show you guys, but if you've seen them in front of you, it'll get a whole lot better. Again, you should open up opportunities as I'm talking about this stuff. and you're watching these YouTube videos, just go pull up an opportunity and look at what it's saying. All right. Another thing that you need to do is you need to know your competitors. You must know how you are different. All right. Are you the lowest price or best value? There's a difference between lowest price and best value. You must, again, pay attention to this as you're reading. If you see that they're accepting best value, again, you're not going to be in a price war. But if you see something like LPTA, all right, lowest price technically acceptable, like LPTA contracts, but we fighting on price right now. That's the poor man's sport, fighting with the lowest price. The poor people do that all the time. Again, poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. The only thing they know how to do is fight over lowest price. That's the opportunity they like to compete with. We not going to do that. Okay. Now, some keys for your pricing is you need to know your current market conditions. I told you guys about the gloves and mask a little bit earlier. You got to understand what's happening in this world. You need to know about, is there a surplus or shortage of the goods or services, right? Like cybersecurity right now, the cybersecurity personnel, there's a shortage of cybersecurity personnel. They can't get cybersecurity personnel up fast enough, right? So, you know, if you're in that industry and there's a shortage, that means that you can get a little bit higher on your pricing because the demand is high, but the supply is short. Now, if you know that you need cleaning, for instance, like, all right, I mean, you can go find a cleaner in every corner of the block, right? I can't jack up prices for cleaning. I mean, anybody could get this stuff. You must understand the industry that you're in the current market conditions. You also need to understand the overall economic trends, okay? This is very important. You guys can follow the president to understand what the economic trends are. They mention this stuff. Hell, ever since the Trump, they've been tweeting it. You can follow the president on Twitter and find out about the economy. But it's important that you know these factors because this is going to change your pricing. Now, the other type that I want to talk about here today for the second type of pricing is your cost-based pricing, okay? Now, this is the one that usually most people are going to come across when we start talking about the service-based side of the house. On the product side of the house, again, most time you're going to be in a price war or you're going to look for that value. Okay, if they tell you something like value, so maybe I can get you the supplies of products in 10 days opposed to 30 days like everybody else. That's bringing more value to the table. So, yeah, they may charge $20 per package, but I'm charging $25 because I can get it to you like yesterday opposed to 30 days with them. So they're willing to pay the extra $5 for the value that's there, right? So that's what we mean by value. Maybe you give a warranty. Maybe you have a warranty on some stuff that lasts 2 years, where opposed to your competition has no warranty. Again, I'm providing value to the opportunity so my price can go up. All right. Pay attention to that as you read those opportunities. Now, again, the cost-based pricing, or often called bottom-up pricing. This is where you got to understand, what are your costs? How much is it costing you to do business? And you're often going to see something called direct cost and indirect cost. And it's very important, again, that you guys understand what these terms are because you're going to hear them more and more. So you're going to get smarter as you hear these terms so we can start having educated conversations with individuals who are in this space and stop having poor conversations with people who aren't doing this stuff. Again, this is why it's hard for people to grow. Can you imagine going to the person next to you and asking them, hey, what do you think about my G&A rates? Like, G&A rates? What the hell are you talking about? If you say indirect costs to them, they over there like, hey, man, I just know how to swipe a credit card. What are you talking about indirect costs? You get around communities of individuals who are walking and talking in the same language as you, now the conversation started to change. Again, I told you, you said I'm a millionaire, so I need you to start talking like one. Now, direct costs, these are literally the cost of the contract, right? They're direct. I can directly associate the work that needs to be done to this opportunity. Nothing else. It's kind of like how they tell you don't commingle funds in your, between your business bank account and your personal bank account, or your business credit card and your personal credit card. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to, and this is very important too, when it comes to billing and stuff for your contracts, because if you get audited and you don't know what your direct cost and indirect costs, if you don't have those things organized in your books, like, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. So what are some direct costs for the contract? Okay. The labor, right? The people who are working on the stuff, those are direct costs. Those are your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 FTEs. That's everybody working on the project. Those are your labor rates. Stop, man. All right. Any material that's needed for those opportunities, those are direct costs. Maybe computers, all right, cell phones for that project only, right? You can't have a cell phone and you're using it for your business. You're using it for this contract, that contract. Like, no, that's not a direct cost. It was not for that project, okay? That would go over into the indirect section. Again, direct cost is specifically directly for that project. If you have to travel for that project, those are direct costs. If you're traveling for that project, okay? Any subcontractors that you got working on this bad boy, those are direct costs. Now, indirect costs, these are going to be your fringe, overhead, G&A. This is all the stuff that you need in order to keep your doors open as a business. See, it has absolutely nothing to do with just that one project. So what I end up doing is spreading my overhead. These are, your HR department, your lawyers, your accountant, the printer, ink, mailing, cell phone bills, your pay as the owner. All right. Like, these are all associated in there, and it's indirect because you can't associate it directly to one project. We got to spread it through all of the projects that we got. So it's indirect. Okay. That's the difference between direct and indirect. Direct is associated directly to the project. Indirect, it's not attached to one specific project. It gets spread out. Okay. You must remember that stuff. And again, as you grow and scale as a business, when you get your employees giving you those credit card statements and whatnot, they're using their credit cards, you need to understand if they're doing stuff that are indirect or direct cost on those credit cards. Because if they're traveling for a project and they got to eat and stay at hotels and things of that nature, well, no, that was directly associated to that project. Okay. Again, you have to keep your books in order. You do not want to get audited and you ain't got all this stuff together. Don't have a fear either of what I'm saying. Like, oh my God, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to get audited and I ain't got all my stuff together. Trust me, you need to make some money before you get audited. Okay. I ain't coming to audit you for a couple dollars. Now, here are things that affect indirect rates. Your increase in direct costs results in a decrease in indirect rates. I hope you guys understand that. By you increasing the direct costs, it will decrease your indirect costs. Now, if you decrease your direct costs, that's going to increase your indirect costs. If you remember these two things, it's going to help you out. So what do I mean by that? If you're putting more money towards the direct cost, that means that probably we're getting more staff or something to help out that project. Well, my overhead, right? The people who are associated with my company that's working on multiple things, or whatever I have in my overhead fees, my G&A rates, it should get lower. Man, this puppy is serious. What the hell are you? They should get lower because, again, all of the costs is going towards that project. Right? Now, once again, as you increase the indirect, right? That means that you're spending more money in the administration and stuff that's going on. You should be getting some more deals coming through, right? If I'm putting more money towards my management, they should be having more dollars coming in, more dollars flowing. That's how you're going to decrease some stuff, okay? Now, winning or losing a big contract affects your indirect rates and pricing structure. The reason why, just imagine this. A deal, me ordering 1,000 laptops opposed to me ordering 100,000 laptops changes my entire price structure. There's no way in hell that I'm going to pay for 100,000 laptops at the same rate that they would charge me 1,000 laptops. It's impossible. If that's the case, I don't want to do the deal. They don't understand business at all. So again, the bigger those deals get, your entire model starts to change. Now, winning a large contract increases your direct costs, which again, decrease your indirect costs, as I said again. Companies can often absorb a significant amount of direct work with little or no increase in direct costs because, again, it ain't costing you no money. The customer's paying for everything. Outgrowing a single indirect rate structure. A single pricing model. I talked about this a little bit earlier. A single pricing model, that's an indirect rate structure, is often not sufficient to match the needs of a growing, complex organization. This is when you want to pursue multiple indirect rates. Okay? That is just more line items. That's all it is trying to say. You want to pursue more line items in that potential opportunity. Now, the reason why we went over this stuff today, guys, the reason why we went over pricing and understanding the model, because here's the thing. Let me see if I can. Where's a whiteboard? I wonder if I can have a whiteboard. I don't have a whiteboard. I should have pulled that up a little bit earlier. But here's the thing, guys. Okay. So if I get out there, change my screen so you guys aren't focused on unnecessary stuff. If I was to get out there, okay, and I take the model that some people often talk about of just throwing stuff over the fence, just submitting proposals and praying that they win. We not doing that. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. We ain't going to do that method. Now, the reason why, I used to do this method, guys, and I got myself in a lot of trouble and I lost a lot of money by just throwing stuff over the fence. Because what ended up happening is I sold all these iPods and iPads and iPhones, right? I mean, I was just doing the damn thing. Thought I was walking through the. But see, I think we were making like an extra $600 per cell phone and maybe like an extra $400 per iPad, and the screen protectors, I think we were making like $1.20 off of each one. But anyways, it was some good money that was being made. And I wonder why the hell did I win? Now, granted, it was some local county stuff. Now, I didn't really know how to research the pricing, right? In the local county at the time. I didn't know how to look to see what other people were charging, but I won. And come to find out, I know exactly why I won, because I didn't put enough on it. See, I used to listen to people all the time when they talk about 10%, mark your stuff up 10%, mark yourself up 18%. I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat if, you heard people say you should mark your stuff up a certain percentage and you seek to look for that answer. Like, how much of a percentage do I put on top to mark stuff up? If that's you, put a 1 in the chat. And it's okay. I always say, guys, there's no right or wrong answer to anything that I'm saying, right? And it doesn't hurt if you don't answer the questions or not. I'm trying to help you guys out, because I used to think these same exact ways, and I want you guys to get over that mindset hurdle that I had to go through. So again, if you believe that percentage rate thing, if that's the answers that you constantly look for, which is okay, put a 1 in the chat. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys this again is because that's what I did on this project. I was just looking at the percentage rate, but I didn't think about the business. See, what I forgot and what I didn't pay attention to because it looked like an easy sell, credit card spends, they could just give you the money. That's what everybody talked about, just winning a contract. I was excited to see my name on the paper. I delivered the cell phones and the iPads with the screen protectors, and 7 months later, I get a phone call. We would like to talk to somebody in Malmar who's over the maintenance of the cell phone, the iPhone. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, come to find out, what I didn't know is by me selling all of these products to the government, it's my responsibility. They don't call Apple Care. They call Travis Care. Well, Malmar Care at the time, right? So they're calling my company to be their Apple Care because technically when I bought the Apple iPhones, they're under my company's name. They're not under the government's name. They're under my company's name. So I didn't price this stuff in. I forgot to price the factor for returns. Yeah. Because now all of a sudden there's a shipping fee to come to me. There's a shipping fee to get it back out to Apple. And most importantly, it's my time that it takes to do all of this shit. And I didn't factor none of that in. Not my time, not the other shipping. Not all of a sudden that I needed a database that I had to create to store all of these supplies in as I was getting them. Like, oh, I got to keep the serial numbers of everything now. Now, of course, this is after we've already done $250,000 in the project. Now I got to figure out, like, I'm burning through the profit 7 months later. I'm burning through the profit that I've already spent some of it because I thought everything was just peaches and gravy, but I'm burning through it. Now, again, that messes up me growing and scaling as a business because I didn't do my own due diligence to come up with the pricing that worked for me. I just took somebody's answer of 10%. No, we don't do that anymore. Instead, you guys should be looking towards what you got going on. Your pricing, you come up with your percentage. You never, ever rely on what the hell somebody tells you a percentage is because they don't know you. They don't know what you need to survive. The faster you can know what your numbers are, the faster you can know the percentage. So again, you should know how much it costs for you to keep the doors open in your business. You should know how much accountants and lawyers and things of that nature cost. And if you can't afford the accountant and lawyer right now, that don't mean that you still don't know how much it costs. Do you understand? If I know the cost of all of these things, then I can put a rate on top of stuff. So as I get awarded these contracts, the contracts aren't just putting money in my pocket. It's paying for me to hire the damn people that I need. It's called budgeting. But see, again, most people, when they went to work, they all of a sudden, man, I want to go eat an STK now. Forgot all about that money was needed for the accountant, for the lawyer, for your website builder. It was needed for your tax preparer. It was needed for your trust fund attorney. This is how you come up with the right pricing to stuff. Know your own cost. Stop. Know your own cost. And then you can find out how much to mark it up. Now, if it's into the product lane and things of that nature, again, the easiest thing you always hear is to go get 3 quotes. Go get 3 quotes from individuals. And then you got an idea of what the market is asking for. And then you need to put the rate on top of it that works for you. And keep in the back of your mind, Travis told me these products, depending on the product, if it's like tech products, you become tech support. So keep that in mind. If it's something that they want to consume or something of that nature, then I mean, it's probably gone after they utilize it. But factor all of that stuff in. Read the opportunity so you know this stuff. I got caught up because what didn't I do? I didn't read. Yeah, I didn't read anything. I just read the pricing right there and I'm like, oh, I could do it. Let me submit it. That's what somebody said to me. Just submit. The damn PTAC lady. And I messed up. But again, you guys are smarter than that. You guys are learning this information so you don't do that. Now, once again, imagine if it costs you, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 to keep your $30,000 to keep your doors open. Maybe you got to pay a mortgage or something of that nature, right? So if you're over there paying that, well, you need to do deals that can help you cover $20,000, $30,000 of your mortgage. Stop playing around with these $200 deals that all of a sudden, if something happens 7 months from now, it didn't really win you $200, it lost you $2,000. Stop trying to take the quick way out of figuring out what your pricing is. I'm telling you guys right now today, you need to figure out your pricing to everything. You figure out your pricing by doing your research, seeing what the market is talking about pricing wise. And then we need to know what we need in order to scale and grow as a business. And damn it, $200 is not helping me scale and grow as a business. So if I was looking at a project, let's go back to the cell phones and the stuff that I did. Where did I mess up at? Where was the error? Because, I always remind guys, you learn information from doing. You don't learn it from notes. See, I can preach this stuff to you all right now. You guys didn't learn a damn thing that I'm talking about today, whatever. You're not going to learn it. You're not going to learn it because you got to take action in doing it. And you probably haven't, won an opportunity to start paying this type of stuff or ever been in that situation. So yeah, maybe you hear it, but you ain't learned it yet until it actually comes in front of your face. Okay. So what I'm telling you guys is to prepare you so when it does come in your face, that you can quickly pivot and now you really going to learn it. Okay. But again, with the cell phone thing, if I could have changed something up. See, I listened to somebody. I listened to the shit that was out there. Mind you, I ain't have all this right now. So I just listened to that 10%, 18% method. I think I only put like a 9% markup on it at the time because I heard everybody talking like 12% and I wanted to come in lower so I could get a win. Which again it's a good strategy to take. If you new out here, you can get a taste. I had to learn the game. So I needed a win. I won. Shit looked good until it didn't. So what did I learn? I learned that I need to figure out my own pricing model. What I should have done with that opportunity, instead of marking it up 9%, I should have marked the damn thing up 40%. Oh my God. See, stuff like that scares people. Well, what do you mean, Travis, 40%? How can you mark something up 40% is just a cell phone? Well, see, I had my education of running business from poor people. Poor people said it was just a cell phone and that you can't put too much markup on it because poor people look for the savings all the time. Poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly. Poor people never went to go study pricing. Poor people never did the research to find out how they could manipulate the data in order to get the results that they want. So I had poor tactics and was expecting millionaire results. It doesn't work like that. So what I should have realized is that if I would have added 40% on top, all I had to do was bring the extra value behind that. And I wouldn't have had to get into this pricing war of lowest price. I could have done a number of things in order to better price that contract to get a win that would have been great for both parties. A couple of things that I could have did. I could have delivered the product faster. I mean, they were in my backyard. The people that they were ordering the stuff from before, they were nowhere near. I literally drove the products over to drop them off. I could have just said, hey, I could get you the products faster, which could have drove the price up, and it would have been a guaranteed fact. That would have brought more value. They could have got the phone in their hand like yesterday. I could even drove my ass down to Apple myself and just picked them up. 24 hours, I could turn it around for you. These were things that I could have done, but I didn't know, right? To drive that price up 40%. What else could I have done? I could have put a price on top of the cell phones, okay? Now, I'm just throwing the numbers out there. I could have put $2,000 on the cell phone that only costs $1,100. I could have said $2,000. And hey, if you guys pay me in, I don't know, 7 days, or if you pay me in 24 hours, we'll take off we'll take off a 10%. Or a percent or something of that nature, whatever. We'll give you a deal by purchasing faster. I get my money faster from you and you get a discount. I'm bringing value to the opportunity. I could have raised it up 40% of things like that. What else could I have done? I could have guaranteed more warranty on top of it. How could I have done that? I could have looked at Apple and looked at what is the highest level of warranty that Apple got and make sure I tie it all up, put it into the pricing. Because again, I become Apple Care. My company does. I'm adding more value to get to the 40%. But again, if you just look at it and you say, man, I'm selling a cell phone for a cell phone, that's why you can't go up no higher than 10%, because your pricing strategy is incorrect. And sometimes, by you looking at the opportunities too late when they're out on the street, right? When you look at sam.gov or you look at Unison Marketplace and it's actually on the street, it's a little too late. You got to go for whatever it's talking about at that time. If it tells you this is how it has to be submitted, that's how it has to be submitted. But if I get ahead of stuff before, I can literally start to mold opportunities in the way that I needed to come out. I can literally just imagine, right? If you got an inside connection or something with the manufacturer or whatnot, you get a special warranty on stuff, or maybe, somebody or close to the service that you could get stuff done in 24 hours. It's just you having the relationships that another person who is submitting a bid don't have a relationship with the manufacturer of the product or the person of the service. They don't have the relationship to spin things around that fast. If you get in front of the opportunity and tell the government that you should require that it gets submitted, or that people, when they submit their stuff, that they have to have X, Y, and Z. Like, they have to be able to process their invoices a certain way. They got to have subject matter expert at this certain level of expertise. That they got to have this level of insurance. These are all things that I'm bringing more value to the contract to raise my 40%. But by me getting in front of the opportunity and talking to the government before it hits the street, well, one, I was trying to get it directly awarded, so I ain't even got to go in competition. But if it does hit the street for competition, every damn thing in the proposal is catered to my company, not yours. And how do I know it's catered to my company? Because everything that I told the government that they should be looking at, because I talked to them, I submitted a white paper, I responded to their RFI, I did a capabilities debriefing. I mean, there's a number of ways that I could talk to the government ahead of time. I talked to them ahead of the time, and I just gave advice on what you should be looking for, Mr. or Mrs. Government employee that has absolutely no damn idea on what I'm talking about right now. Okay. But since I am the subject matter expert of this is why you pull me in. These are the things that you need to get the best result. So when I see that proposal come out and it's saying exactly the stuff that I told them, that's their way of telling me they want me. The only way for me to do this type of stuff right is like I got to research and know it. And I know all the pricing for it ahead of time. Now, the other thing, what happens if you don't already know how to, if you didn't research this stuff and you didn't get in front of the government and advise them on what they should be getting, guess what happens? When you see it hits the street, you now got to go back and guess. See, I put the proposal together. I already knew what the pricing, the whole nine was in order to get this job done. You are guaranteed going to be higher than me because you only got 30 days to piece this shit together. I've been piecing this together for 8 months. We don't play in the same space. I'm a dog. This is the reason why I can come out with victories. This is the reason why some people be crying when they leaving. I don't know what's going to happen for us next. Neither do I. I know what's about to happen to me. We about to win and we about to go cash these checks. I have no clue on what you got to do. Maybe you should join the Pure Money GovCon program and figure out how to become a dog for the next person. But this dog just bit your ass. This is how we rock and roll. It is what it is. The beauty about this space is I realize, and the reason why I like being a dog and I really don't have no emotions behind if I take food off your plate is because there's more food. Your ass just need to get up. You know what I'm saying? You allowed me to come in and take from you. That means that you was too relaxed. Don't nobody take shit from me. I dare them. If they decide to do that, I already seen that it was coming. And guess what? I got something else coming for you. You can believe that. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to end up in the court of law when you deal with me, because that's just how I roll. I will drain you dry. I've done it before, and I will always continue to do it. Why? Because I got a lot of money allotted to the side for situations like this, because I know I'm a dog. And I am willing to drag anybody through the court system and see if your money is long enough to go through this battle. Chances are you're going to run out, which means that you can't pay for the contract because you paid all your money in attorney fees fucking with me. And I got more money to fund the contract. So I win the contract and I win the war. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that you could do in this space when you get educated in it. You don't have to complain in this space. All you got to do is battle and be ready for that war. But again, guys, I hope this helps you guys understand the pricing model. If you really want to dive into it more, I have the whole training inside of my back office, puremoneygovcon.com. You can get registered into our 1-year program. All of these videos and much more is sitting right back there for you to look at. I actually put this right back up here so you guys can actually take a look at it right here. When you do get inside of our Pure Money GovCon back office, if you come right down here to Pure Money GovCon Masterclasses, you will actually see the whole video right here, how to strategically price your products and services. And I'm telling you, there's so much more back here. Fringe, overhead, and G&A rates, right? I was talking about those indirect rates a little bit earlier. Well, here you go. It's a whole training on breaking that stuff down. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's a lot of information. If you get to that point, you just need to break that stuff down. I know there's probably words that I use that could confuse you a little bit. I get it. I know it. I'm not denying that I didn't probably confuse you with words. I know I did. But that's because there's other training right there to break down that word. It's more things that you need to learn. You don't need to know about all of it, right? But if you're going to be getting into the service-based side of the house and contracts, you definitely want to know about your indirect and direct rates. And no matter what, guys, you want to know about being compliant for accounting and things of that nature. This is how we generate more revenue, knowing our numbers. So once again, all of the training is going to be back here inside of my yearly program under puremoneygovcon.com. You're also going to get one of my favorite trainings right here, which is my cheating method. Okay. You'll be able to see and learn exactly how I cheat. Just follow the methods and you should get the same results. That's exactly how it works. But you got to stay active. You got to continue to do the same consistent steps over and over again every day to get the results that you want. Again, you're going to get access to the Discord group. So join our private channel once you guys get in here and learn all of this information. And some of my other favorite stuff here is our useful links. We got a pricing calculator right here for you. Again, we're talking about market research. Where do we go to find out all of the stuff? Well, hey, I have all of the pricing calculators right here that the government uses, right? So if the government is using this stuff, why ain't you using it as well? So again, all of this stuff will be located back here in your back office when you do get registered. That is at puremoneygovcon.com, and you will have full access to this back office for an entire year. You if you're still questioning government contracting, if it's right for you, and the 1 year course is a little too much for you, go ahead and jump into our 7-day program. In 7 days, we won't go that deep because you don't need to know everything, as I keep saying. But again, by the end of 7 days, you will have enough information that you can submit towards an opportunity. Okay. And again, you'll keep access to those videos for 30 days after the last day. But I do want to open the floor up. Are there any questions of anything that I went over? Once again, feel free to ask them down there in the chat. Put a Q, put a dash followed by your question so I can find it. In the meantime, while you guys are loading up those questions right there, I'm going to go ahead and give a couple more shout outs that we got right here going through this stuff. Doo-doo-doo. All right, man, we got... And I guess I went up a little bit. Are there any PR companies in here? I like that. Hey, you know what? It's a great question, guys. Y'all see that opportunity? PR companies. If you are a PR company, Thornton Capital Group is looking for it. I like the name too, Capital Group. Hey, that sounds like opportunity to me. Jones Products is in the building. 22-year-old commercial electrician, hungry for success. That's what I'm talking about, my brother. Ain't nothing like being young and active out there. I wish I would have got a little more active younger. I did get started young, but I could have did it a whole lot younger. So I'm excited that you are 22 years old listening to this information and willing to change that mindset right there, man. I truly do appreciate you for being here. 6 Cheese, any sporting businesses in here? Sporting businesses, holla at 6 Cheese. I would say what type of sporting businesses? That's pretty broad. Christian Wheeler, since third-party invoicing isn't allowed, PayPal, Square, etc., what can be used to receive payment? QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks. That's how we receive payment. And I think I made a video on my YouTube channel about QuickBooks, so you can actually take a look at that video and see how we run things through there. My bad. Jennifer from Houston, what's happening with you? Christopher's in Fredericksburg, works in DC. Dang, you gotta drive, my brother. Would you commute? You gotta slug or something. Or maybe you working from home. I hope you working from home. That is a hump. Mississippi is in the house. What's up, Mississippi? We got M.I. crooked letter I is in the building. Thank you for being here. Retired vet, retired contract administrator for St. Louis. USAF vet. Hey, St. Louis. Contract administrator. See, these are things that, you know, a lot of businesses, a lot of big boy businesses, they'll look for people like Deborah, who worked on the inside, and they'll hire them to come over to their business because they know the ins and outs of the space. So again, you know, by you doing your research and you could find, let's say like the Army is your customer and Deborah retires from the Army, or AF, that's Air Force, my bad, probably. United States, yeah, Air Force. So Air Force, right? So Deborah retires from the Air Force here, Andrews Air Force Base right here. And the contract that I was looking at was coming out of Andrews Air Force Base. Well, I may, part of my strategic approach, may be wanting to go hire Deborah, or maybe I could get her to be on my board because she can't be hired because she just left the government and whatnot, but she can be on a board and she kind of makes some calls to open the doors. She can't be involved in the project, but she showed enough kids say, hey, Travis is coming down tomorrow. You mind talking to him? You know, simple things like that. So those are strategic approaches that you could look for. Imagine being able to pay, you know, Deborah $90,000, $100,000 to be on your board or whatnot. And with that, she can help you win a $10 million opportunity because she knows the ins and outs of government contracting. All right. This is just things that you could think about. I'm giving you guys strategic approaches. All right. Christopher said, been following, taking mad notes. Make sure you take action behind those notes. Hello, first time live, K&K International Corporation in Milwaukee. Our background is international trading for 15 years. Wanted something different. Well, I appreciate you being here, Frank. Thank you. All the way from Milwaukee. All right, question. Do you have a business plan template, the GovCon program? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. It's a great question. I got to look back there. I do business plans a little bit differently anyway. So that's why I said, I don't know. I got to look back there. I don't think you need all the sophisticated business plan stuff to do. I mean, you could do a business plan on a napkin. But I will say that the SBA, so I do have a business plan. If that's what you would like to do, I would just, if you want to make it easy, the SBA has a business plan, template. And, I needed to use that for the 8A. The 8A certification requires a business plan. So they have an 8A certification business plan template. I figure, well, if I needed to write a business plan, I might as well write it on the damn template for the certification that I'm asking for. So that's the one that I will recommend to you. That's why I'm thinking, like, is it in the back office? Because at the end of the day, I'm just going to tell you to utilize the business plan from the SBA's 8A. And you run with it after that. But again, I just want to make everybody aware you don't need you don't need that big strategic business plan stuff that everybody talks about. Is it great? Absolutely. Like you got to have some type of plan. But what I'm telling you is if you don't have like the funds to pay for somebody to help you build that big business plan, or you don't have the time, or if it confuses you, whatever the factor is that's stopping you from making that big business plan, that don't mean don't come up with a plan, because now you're saying, well, if I can't do a business plan, then, I can't proceed forward. I'm never going to be successful. You can literally just write some shit on a napkin. A business plan is just the plan. They just changed the title. That's the one thing I hate about America. All these damn titles, they confuse us. A business plan is a plan. The first thing I want to know in my business plan, how much money you want to make and how fast do you want to make it? That should allow you to create any business plan. How much money do you want to make and how fast do you want to make it? This is what I call the GPS. I think I got that on some of my videos here. How do you build a GPS? Well, if I was trying to go somewhere, right? If I wanted to be somewhere, what would I do in my GPS? I would plug in the address, okay? And once I plugged in the address, what it will spit out? It'll tell me exactly how long it's going to take me to get there. But what if we start doing that with our own life, right? So what is our address to our life? Our address, our business plan, okay? The address to our life is how much does our life cost and how fast or how long are we going to take to get to that life? So those vision board stuff that they tell you, to me, again, that's the business plan, but they forgot some key components to the business plan. If I really, truly want to be successful in this thing, when I go to build my life plan that is often called a business plan, when I go to build that life plan, I know exactly how much it costs. When you write that vision board and you put a boat on top of it in a house, there's a cost to the boat and there's a cost to the house. There's a cost to the kids that I can go look on Google and find out, like, how much does a kid cost every year? Well, you got them for 18. So you can know how much the cost of that life is. That's the business plan. Once again, I know the address. It's the price and how fast to get there. Now, how do I develop the rest of the business plan, aka my life plan? I reverse engineer it down, right? So if you said that you wanted to do $5 million in 5 years, well, we know that every year you should be on track to generate $1 million. So we can reverse engineer from 5 years. Every year, I need to be on $1 million pace. So guess what we do in our business plan? We write that out. And then what do? We get rid of the next 4 years because they don't matter. Like, it doesn't fucking matter what you're going to do at this time next year. You're not there. You know how far away this time next year is? I don't care about next year. I realize that I got to figure out how to make a goddamn $1 million this year. Forget next year. So see, now my business plan. So now that I break it down, in order to do $1 million in a year, you got to be doing $83,333.33 every single month. All right. So now that I know that, you could break that down into quarters. Okay. So there's 4 quarters in a month. I'm building my business plan. So how much money does my business need to make every quarter? Well, multiply three months by 83,000, and you find out how much you need to make every quarter. So now I get rid of the next 3 quarters because it don't matter. You only in 1 quarter, right? It has absolutely no point what you're going to do in the next 2 quarters if you can't get the first quarter right. But I know what it needs to take to get there. So now I move it to the side. I'm focused on my first quarter. There's 3 months in a quarter. So the question is, what am I about to do for these next 3 months? Here's the business plan, AKA the life plan. Okay? Now I need to come up with a structure on how the hell am I going to generate $83,000 a month? Well, here's the kicker. I told you that we're in the first quarter and it's 3 months in a quarter. Well, what if I forget about the next 2 months and I only worry about the month that I'm in? We just touched November. Okay, so in November, I got to figure out how to make $83,000. Here's the business plan, AKA the life plan. What opportunities do I got out there to sell some shit? Because here's the kicker. I know for a fact if I don't sell something, I don't get the $83,000. See, most people don't want to sell anything. They keep talking about selling is bad and whatnot. Those are people that just want to go to work all of their life. Also, those are poor people passing over opportunities repeatedly. They're passing over the number one opportunity that could change their life, to sell some shit. So now that I wake up and I realize this month I have to generate $83,000 in my business plan, now I need to go back there and say, in my business plan, how many sales opportunities do I have? If you only got one, you in trouble. And what I mean by one, like if you got one thing that you sell at $500 and you trying to make $83,000 a month, you are in trouble. Now, I didn't tell you have 7 different, seven streams of income. I never told you to jump over there and have 7 different models, 7 different things that you're trying to sell. What I'm telling you is open up 7 different carts. See, I'm doing government contracting. I can help the person that's just getting started in government contracting all the way up to the person that's already winning $100 million in government contracting. The person that's just getting started in government contracting is at about a $297 rate for our program. The person that is making $100 million in government contracting, well, they're going to be paying us a retainer of $15,000 a month, and it's going to increase $2,500 per $2.5 million we bring them, and we only bringing them $5 million deals because they already been doing $100 million. But I have carts for each one of those individuals, and I didn't leave my niche. All I did was became a subject matter expert for each individual group that needs me. So instead of chasing 7 different streams of income, I opened up 7 carts. And by me opening up those 7 carts is going to put me on pace of earning $83,000 a month, which literally has me on track of my business plan of becoming a $5 million business in just 5 years. Now, if I stick to this business plan that I wrote out on a napkin, see, I just told you guys how to write a whole business plan out on a napkin right there. If I stick to the business plan that I wrote out on a napkin and I figure out how to make the $1 million from this plan by reversing engineering, like in that first quarter, if I figure out how to do $90,000 instead of $83,000, it's assumed that I have the formula to do another $90,000 the next quarter. What ends up happening is my original business plan that said it was going to take 5 years to accumulate $5 million based off my actions. I collapsed time. I got better each and every time. The vision started, the business plan started at what I thought it looked like, but my actions ended up turning profit a whole lot faster. So what looked like 5 years by me following my plan, I got it done in 2.5. That's a business plan. And again, I know I talk real fast and I talk a lot, so you may need to go back, reverse, rewind, and rewatch this whole video to understand what I just said right there. And that's okay too. That is okay. See, it is okay to say, hey, I don't know what the hell Travis just talked about. It's okay. The faster you can admit to yourself, like, it's okay, I don't understand that, the faster you can learn it. I didn't know none of this shit either. Here's the thing. I went through the same education system you went through. Yeah, you may have took the class in Indiana and I took it in Virginia, but guess what? The same school system had to get approved by all the same boards. So I know that we learn the same way. I ain't special. I was dumb at this stuff too. But I said, damn it, I'm okay with sitting in front of somebody and saying, hey, I'm dumb as hell to it. Can you please help me to get smart? Well, they said it's going to cost you $25,000. Well, damn it, I'm trying to become a millionaire, so I don't mind paying $25,000. Let me learn. Because here's the kicker. I paid $60,000 for a college education that taught me how to go make $28 an hour. So for me to pay $25,000 to somebody to teach me how to make $1 million, like I was on it. I just understood that in order to be smart at something, first, I have to get the information in, and then I got to try it. You can watch YouTube videos all day long. You can take notes and notes all day long. But if you're too scared to try any of the shit that you just wrote notes on, if you're too scared to try anything that you just watched a video on, you just wasted time. You didn't learn anything because you didn't do it. Until you do it is the only time that you can learn it. But if you just keep on sitting there watching people from the sideline, you know, people who sit on the side and watch people play basketball, usually everybody on LeBron's team or a Kobe-led team, you just get to watch him play. But you don't get to live in the action of the game. Did you practice? Yeah, but practice ain't the game. You don't get to get in the game because you ain't trying hard enough. Real winners don't like to work with people that just sit on the sideline, who ain't trying to get better every day. The reason that the people who sit on the bench never get in the game is because they ass don't work hard enough in practice. And the reason they don't work hard enough in practice is because they don't get instant returns. They can't be the practice hero, don't get any recognition, so they don't try to be one. But what I'm telling you guys right now is the practice hero actually becomes a real hero in this space. The practice hero is the one who does, not the one who keeps taking notes. The more you keep submitting, the more you keep going to industry days, the more hands you shake, the more opportunities that you use your voice, getting on clubhouse floors, going out to industry day events, getting on meetup.com and finding local events to go to, joining your local chamber of commerce, going to your local industry day for your local government, going to your political campaign. Most of y'all are voting for damn people that you don't even know what morals they're running behind. You're just voting because they ass say Democrat. You're voting because it say Republican, but you ain't reading shit. And then you wonder why after they get into office, you're not getting the results that you want. You're not getting the results because you didn't try. And now the person that is in office, guess why they're in office? Because somebody like me put $100,000 towards their campaign. And since I put $100,000 towards their campaign, damn it, you're going to help me move forward. Because I know the game. And I know the game because I play in it. There's a difference. I don't sit on the sideline and watch this shit. I actually play this game. And so should you. And we got all of that off of a business template. So I hope that answered your question about writing a business template, man. My bad, I ain't mean to go that deep, man. But these business templates, people be wrecking their minds about it. And I'm telling you, you can write the damn business template on a paper towel, man. Just don't let that hold you up. But you do need direction, without a doubt. If you let that mind wander without direction, oh my God, it is going to go all over the place. So absolutely. Again, make sure you guys are coming up with some type of business plan. And once again, you can download the SBA's business plan if you need a template. First time logging in. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for logging in. I see all these I am a millionaires coming up here, billionaires, trillionaires. Come on now. Omaha. That's the only thing I know about Omaha. William and Hogg, transport and logistics. I see you with your NAICS code up there, my brother. Hey, medical supplies, transporting, huge industry. Just FYI. Universal fit. I'm currently in trucking as my primary income, but fitness is my passion. Based on the strategies in the video, then do I need to go local or state to scale my fitness business through government contracts? I'm glad you asked this question again. Don't think I'm picking on you. I kind of like to just talk and open so everybody's mind can start to think about this process. Okay, so this is how I want you guys to look at things sometimes. So federal government is Big Daddy. Big Daddy runs everything. Okay. It's just like your children. Like, you know how you say your children are image of their parents. Okay. So I want you to think of federal government as Big Daddy. That's everybody's parent. Okay. Now, as we leave federal government, we get the state government. Well, let's say federal government is the grandfather. Okay. We get the state government. These is all your daddies and mothers. These are all the wives and all the boys from the grandfather, every single state. Now, the state, just like children, they take and replicate their parents, but they're their own people. Okay, so your state government is its own person, but it does pull traits from its grandfather. Or from their father, should I say, not their grandfather, from their father. Now, once we get down to local government, that's like the grandchildren, okay? The grandchildren are going to pull some traits from their parents, which is the state government, and then they also going to pull some traits from Big Daddy, their grandfather, which is the federal government. So I tell you all of that method because you have to understand, if you know the lane that you want to go in, like fitness, right? You have to then ask yourself, whose problem am I solving? Now, as I look at fitness, my mind immediately goes, well, is there a fitness problem in the federal government? Grandfather, remember, Big Daddy over top of everything. Is there a fitness problem for the federal government? Now, I need to keep in mind, and this is for anything. Okay, I need to keep in mind, if the federal government wants it, it impacts everybody, because remember, that's the grandfather. So then I need to ask myself a question before I make up in my own feelings and say, well, yeah, you know, the whole world needs fitness, which is true. That's definitely true. But the federal government is not paying no goddamn whole world to be fitness. If that was the case, we wouldn't have all these obese people. They wouldn't just put the food out here all crazy for the cheaper food to be the food that ain't good for you. Like, they know about the fitness problem. So it's not a federal issue about fitness because they're about business. So no, we can't say it's a federal problem. They're not going to pursue your workout journey. They don't want the world to be fit. So now, is it a state problem? Again, I told you the state needs to control all of its local children. And they got a lot of them. So then you need to ask yourself, right? If I'm over here in Maryland, okay, do the people in Annapolis, Maryland, or do the people in Rockville have a fitness problem? Hell no. They got tracks and all types of stuff all around their little area. They got the best food options around. I mean, Whole Foods is down the street, Wegmans and Trader Joe's all on the same goddamn block in those areas. So I say that because, again, when our emotions be like, yo, the state of Maryland, Baltimore, PG County, all the black neighborhoods, like they ain't in shape. Well, take your ass out of the black neighborhoods. And you will notice it's not a state issue, right? So now I need to say, okay, well, this is a local government issue. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like I can go find a local government and tell them, like, yo, according to your numbers, you have an extremely high obesity rate right here in your local government. You need to come up with a local fitness center or some shit. Build tracks, do something locally to fix this fitness problem. So I broke it down like that because this is for everybody. Any type of product or service that you're thinking about it, my mind immediately first says, who got that problem? Is it big enough to be a federal problem that can be potentially trickled down to every state? Or is it a state problem, or is it a local government problem? Is it all three? And it will help you tremendously when you start to think and when you start to do your research. So again, if I'm looking on that fitness side, I would probably start local government first. And again, when I say local government, don't forget about prisons, right? Prisons need to have some fitness stuff going on. Maybe you got your school system that need to have fitness programs in it. Elders, right? The elders need to have fitness programs. They got stuff, right? The veterans, the VAs need to have fitness programs. Your mind sometimes just need to think about who needs my solution, and it ain't the whole government. All right, Curtis. If I'm registered with SAM, have my UEI cage NAICS capability statement, and I'm an African American service connected disabled veteran, what the next step should I take? Start and do some research, Curtis. I would hate to do this shameless plug. The next step you should take is to join the program, man. You got everything ready. You need to honestly put together a pipeline of opportunities. Again, the simplest thing to me, which is the hardest step for everybody, is not to just jump out there trying anything, but instead, Curtis, we're going to put together opportunity for that business plan that I talked about a little earlier. If you want to if your business plan is $5 million, well, we need to put $50 million worth of opportunities on the table. So we're going to start our process of researching for everything that you got going on. Based off those opportunities, we're going to put some service disabled veteran opportunities in there. We're going to put some veteran owned opportunities in there. We're going to put some minority opportunities in there. We're going to put some subcontracting opportunities in there. We're going to put some product based opportunities in there. And we're going to put some opportunities that you could potentially joint venture or team with bigger companies that you can help them win opportunities so that relationship can be built. So that's what I would do getting started, is put together all those opportunities so then I can focus, and you ain't got to listen to me no more, Curtis, doing YouTube videos, because all this shit that I'm talking about don't matter once you get your opportunities together, because that's all that matters after that. Whatever your opportunities are asking for, that's the only thing that matters. Nothing that I say. I hope that makes sense, Curtis. Do you have a business plan template? Let's estimate profit, loss, cash flow template. I think I answered that. I love all the profitable businesses down here. That's what I'm talking about. We are growing profitable businesses here in 2022 going into 2023. Can you touch on capability statement? I have a video on my YouTube for capability statements. You can watch those. I appreciate you. Glad that you were able to get some great info out of there. I wanted to just get my feet wet by doing them quick deals. Try it out. Ain't nothing wrong, guys. Again, there ain't nothing wrong with doing them quick deals. Go to Unison Marketplace. Go to sam.gov. See an opportunity, submit to it. What's the worst that can happen? You can't lose something that you ain't got. So you ain't got to talk about I'm scared of losing. You ain't got it. So submit to it. You might win it. Well, I'm glad that I was able to help you out over with a perspective there. Can I wait and get a contract, then join your 7-day challenge? Sure. If that's what you choose. So what does the 7-day challenge entail? I signed up just wondering. We're going to start with the basics. I'm going to help you guys get your foundation of government contracting right so you can learn the law, the way to play the game. One thing that I learned about government contracting, again, people aren't successful because they don't know how to play the game. You ever watch Bill Belichick when he first got started with the Patriots, right? He pissed everybody off in the league, not because he was more skilled than other people, right? It's because he knew the rules and regulations on how to play the game. That's it. He did moves, sub people in, and shocked everybody. And then what happened? Once he did it one time, everybody picked it up and they started playing the game like he played the game. And they could have been doing it. It's just that he read the game. So I'm going to teach you guys in 7 days of the game. It starts with the research. We're going to spend about 3 days on research. That's how important it is. Once we get through that, the research is going to teach you everything that you need moving forward. I cheat. I do not start from scratch. So I'm going to teach you how to cheat. Once you get down the information from cheating, you'll know how to build your SAM profile correctly. That's going to be optimized for the government to find you. You're going to learn how to do your capability statement correctly, how to build your websites. Also, most importantly, the last 2 days is, yes, I do teach you through all of this free information I do show you the long and hard way of how to do things because if you want to get quicker, it's going to cost you some money. But I don't want you to stop because of the cost of products to help expedite stuff, because you can get it done for free. So again, I'm going to show you all the free things. The second to last day, I'm going to show you the actual tools that I use at government contracting, because I don't use the free route anymore. I pay for tools. So I'll show you the tools that I use. In the very last day, I'm going to teach you how to generate revenue on the internet. Because again, government contracting is not an overnight thing. Okay. It takes some time sometimes. So I have another method that you guys can generate revenue, so you don't quit this opportunity while you're waiting for your government contract. So that's what we're going to learn on the last day. Again, within those 7 days, we're live every day. You should be looking at opportunities, I believe at like day 4 or day 5 or something of that nature. And you come and bring it to the table and we're going to talk about it. I'll tell you up front, I'm not going to read the proposal. I just want to let everybody know that right now. I am not reading through your 100-page proposal for $297. That just is not happening. But your ass can read it, and then you can ask me questions while I'm right there on that live. That's the purpose of it, guys. You got to get in the habit of doing your own due diligence. This is your life right here that we're talking about. And once again, these ain't no $500 opportunities that I'm talking about. This is real money. And when we talk about real money, ain't nobody got time to be playing around with real money based off the thought of what we think something is. You need to read stuff for yourself, okay? So once again, you will have time to read through those opportunities in that 7-day challenge, and we can discuss it, okay, on those 7 days. But I will not be reading your proposals, just FYI. I just want to make that known up front. Can't wait to get a contract. I think I answered that one. I work in the government, a GS employee doing systems administrative work. Can I bid on help desk or cyber opportunities? What I would tell you and advise you to do is there should be your HR department. I would talk to them about it. I would talk to your HR department about it. Let them know what it is that you're trying to do to get their advice, because you don't want to lose your job over this, especially if you need that income. They'll be able to let you know if you can or cannot do it. What I would advise you, though, is to make sure whatever work you're trying to do is far away from the agency that you're currently working at, as well as try to avoid whatever niche you're currently working in. Like, do something else and then get away from your agency, and you should be good to go, hopefully. And that's for anybody in the military, any of that too. Your command can tell you in the military what you can and can't do. Which companies on here is woman-owned business, hubs on? Like to link up. There you go. How do we spread out the indirect costs? Is it by percentage or what? Yeah, you're eventually going to come up with a rate that you put this rate on top of all of your contracts. Like every time you win an opportunity, you just throw that rate on top of it, and it covers your indirect costs all the time. So like myself, we don't, and I don't want to tell my rate because that's my sauce to winning contracts. But we don't accept the contract if I can't accept that rate. So like if I can't win a contract with that rate, then I just don't win it. All right. At what point will you need lawyers in the contract process? I would advise you to get them, on submission if it is something that you need, like teams or joint ventures, or if you got subcontractors or anything of that nature. Like I would definitely get a lawyer involved. If you're just selling products or, a simple service like maybe training or something, and you're going to be the trainer, then, maybe I wouldn't worry about a lawyer at that beginning point, just financially wise. Because if you're doing that, like to me, it's saying, you're strapped financially. And again, guys, that's okay. Like that, it is no fucking problem saying I ain't got no money. I didn't have no money. So no, I couldn't afford the lawyer and the accountant and all this stuff that people be talking about you need as business. You need it eventually. But why the hell do I need a $1 million lawyer? I'm only making $5,000. Ain't nobody coming after you for $5,000 is what I'm trying to say. So a lot of the stuff, like, make money first, but that's not saying that you don't go find out how much lawyers cost, right? So one beauty about the service-based industry, like lawyers, accountants, and things of that nature, most of them will have a free consultation call, 15 minutes, whatever, that you can schedule a call with them and just tell them what it is that you're looking to do, how you're trying to move forward, and they'll tell you how much it costs. And I mean, you just keep that note. And here's the thing, though. If you take 4 years to get to that point, then damn it, the costs ain't going to be the same. Right? So when they give you these costs, like, you should be on a hump. You should be on a mission. The minute that my lawyer gave me her costs, my whole mindset shifted to, I need to make that amount of money so I could cover her. Not for me to get paid. I wasn't thinking about me yet. But I figured, like, I knew I was going to be a millionaire. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But in order to become a millionaire and in order to make sure that I'm safe and secured, I knew I needed a lawyer. So I said, instead of waiting to become a millionaire to get a lawyer, how much does the damn lawyer cost so I can cover her expenses so I don't have that fear of messing up on pursuit towards my $1 million? So if you know the lawyers costing $50,000, the accountants costing $50,000, then your mind need to be I need to at minimum make 100. Well, it probably need to be 150 to keep your doors open. So I need to make at minimum $150,000 to pay for all of my business stuff to keep operating, plus to pay my accountant to get my money, make sure it's coming through. The I's is dotted, T's is crossed for invoicing, taxes, the whole nine. And then I need my lawyer for protection. Like, because I don't know this stuff, and I'll be damned if you know how long people got to go to school to be a CPA or to be a lawyer. Do you think you about to study that shit on YouTube? You just wasting time if you try that. So instead, just find out the pricing, and then your mind need to flip into, I need to make the money so I can go hire the specialist. Now, again, the beauty, if these people are going to protect you and save you, they need to be the first people that you pay before you pay yourself. Okay? Now, see, I said before you pay yourself. I ain't say before you pay your light bill, before you pay your car. No, I said before you pay yourself. So you pay the stuff to keep your doors open. Then you pay the people to help you keep those doors open. And then you try to generate as much money as you can as fast as you can. Because if I can make $150,000, just listen to what I'm telling you. If you can make $150,000 and that protects you to make $10 million, why the hell wouldn't you hurry up and figure out how to make $150,000? Make the 150, get everything in place, so now you can make $10 million and breathe the whole time that you're making it, because you know you got support to cover all that stuff. So again, I know my answers be a little long, but sometimes I feel like we got to talk through it on the long one, because we ain't here as minorities. You got to hear it all. The certification, women-owned certifications help in getting products or sell products to the federal government. They allow you to be strategic. They don't give you any contracts at all, but any certification will allow you to be extremely strategic, sharpshooter in this space. Guys, I got 5 more minutes that I'm going to be on here. Where can I get tax-exempt certificates for selling products on the internet? Just Google it. Google tax-exempt form. It'll pop up. Reverse engineer the plan. Come on. You know what it is. Made it in, and I was live on the gram. That's what I'm talking about, Erica. Pleasure to have you here. It's always wonderful to see you out here. Mike is in the building. What's happening? He said delivering a sermon today. I don't know, man. The man upstairs just sends stuff to me every now and then. Erica said, I'm a millionaire. Come on. Let's see. I love it. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. Come on now. You're not talking fast. Some people just listen slow. I love it. All right, let's see. Do we got anything? Travis, I got on late, but the information was fire. As always, I'll be rewatching after work. I appreciate you. I truly do. Curtis, the game is the game. Learn it and play it well. Come on, man. I think y'all are getting it. Y'all are getting it. I love it. All right, I think we may be done here with the questions. I'm scrolling through. If there's opportunities in international government such as USAID, is there opportunities? Absolutely. Yeah. Look, you get your business registered to do international affairs with the government. I mean, you just eliminated me. Right? You eliminated a lot of players. Like, I'm not registered to do a damn thing international, so I can't even compete if I wanted to. So things like that, right? Eliminating competition is what I like. So you got your certification. If you get your certifications and you get registered to do international business, you just eliminated all competitors except for the ones that got that stuff. And it's slim. And it's damn sure going to be slim. Like if you're a woman-owned business and you got to like, how many women-owned businesses got their stuff registered too? How many black businesses are registered with government and registered internationally? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can eliminate competition. And now you can, that pricing structure that we talking about, you can put some markups on some shit. You ain't got no competition, all right? Fort Drum contacted a fitness program with 3 people to go. Oh, I'm glad that you said that. I forgot about that. Fitness, all bases, right? All bases need some fitness. So thanks for sharing that with us, Erica. So on that federal level, every single base needs fitness programs. See, this is thinking outside of the box. But again, some of those things like a fitness program, to me, I don't see them paying $1 million for a fitness program, right? So it may not come out on sam.gov. It may be like a direct purchase. They can pay you $10,000 per class or $9,999 per class. Here, let's take this. Let's say if your service is like $12,000, right? That's what you would charge. If you don't just put that damn thing at $9,999 so you can get that credit card swipe right now, and you can literally like, all right, in my mind, if it's $12,000, I'm trying to see if I could get 2 separate programs at $9,999 each so they can swipe the credit card and I can move on about my day instead of the extra $2,000. That's just something to think about, right? All right. I'm in the healthcare staffing and was told it is too competitive. Yeah, that's usually, you know, poor people say things like that. Everything got competition in it. That's the whole purpose of it. This is why I love business. See, when people see that stuff is too competitive, they get scared and they run away. I mean, shit, I like competition. If it's a lot of people in there, that means that there's a lot of money being made in that damn space. So I'm here for it. We like competition. If it's competitive, I'm going to figure out how the hell I'm about to get people up out of my way, because since it's competitive, there's ways that we can compete. That's all I would focus on. But could you imagine going into a space where there's nobody yet? It's going to be hard as hell for you to sell your product, your service to, because there's only 2 people here and you ain't the third one that's trusted, right? Again, there's so many different ways to go at stuff. If you a dog, then yeah, I like being in spaces that ain't nobody yet, because we about to be a dog about it. But if you ain't got that skill set to be a dog, you should go in spaces where everybody's at, right? And then just figure out how to niche yourself out of it, and it makes it a whole lot easier, all right? Do I do SWOT analysis? No, I don't. I do have it in my stuff. SWOT analysis, strengths, weakness. Man, why am I forgetting the O and the T? I forget. There's so many acronyms with government contract. I can't. Strength, weakness, something. But yeah, everybody should take a SWOT analysis so you can understand what your strengths and weaknesses are. And usually, you know, I always say whatever your strengths are, make them stronger. Whatever your weaknesses are, just pay somebody to do that shit. Don't go study your weaknesses. You 35 years old, about to go back and study your weakness. Just pay somebody that's strong in it, and you just become stronger in your strengths, right? Saves you a whole lot of time and money. How much is the program? The 7-day program is $297. One-time fee. The 1-year program, I believe it's at $2,000 right now. But the price does go up $100 per 5 purchases. This is going to be the last question I got here, and I got to run out of here. Should I change from healthcare staffing if that field is too saturated? No. But what I would tell you is that you should change what you're saying. You're not a healthcare. I would not say that I'm in healthcare staffing. Okay. If I'm in front of a healthcare person, like if I'm in front of CMS or HHS or CDC or something like that, NIH, and they're looking for healthcare staffing, then damn it, I'm a healthcare staffer that day. All of my capability statement and marketing information will say healthcare staffing. But if I'm looking at my business model, I'm a staffing company, right? It just so happens we're focusing on healthcare staffing at this moment, but in the back of my mind, I got to remember I am a staffing company. I can solve anybody's staffing problems. I just want to focus in healthcare for right now. And I say that because if you're out visiting Texas one day and you come across an opportunity and it's like, hey, we got a IT staffing contractor, you going to say no because, oh, well, I'm in healthcare staffing. Hell nah. You're going to realize I'm a staffing company. The same way I staff them healthcare people, I can staff them IT people. So I would just, again, tell you to look at yourself as a staffing company that is niching out for right now in healthcare. Okay? And don't put the name of your company to like, don't niche your company out off the name. So don't say like Flawless Healthcare Staffing Agency. No. I wouldn't even put staffing agency in there, but if you do want to put it in there, I understand why. But I would put like enterprise or something. I ain't about to tell people what it is that I do based off the name of my business. My business, like Malmar. What the hell does Malmar do? Now, what I do know is cybersecurity, that it sounds good because of malware and stuff like that. That's what most people think. That's the reason, honestly, why I took it. But can't nobody tell what Malmar does based off the name. Good luck. Right? But these are techniques, again, that you guys can implement. I hope that you guys got value out of today. We've been on here for 2 hours. I appreciate all of you guys. Don't forget, make sure you are liking, subscribing to the channel. We are here each and every Thursday at 2:05 p.m. Eastern time zone. I need you to drop a fire emoji down in the chat if you got any value out of today. If you guys enjoyed the conversation for today, please, I ask you to drop that fire emoji down there in the chat. That's the only way that I can understand if you picked up anything that I put down today. So once again, if you did get something out of today, drop that fire emoji down there in the chat. Outside of that, guys, again, I thank you all for tuning in with us today. I see that we still had a lot of questions and a lot of stuff as I'm scrolling through here that you all asked. I apologize that I couldn't get through all of them. Oh, man, I do see a sticker here. I do got to celebrate the people who have supported. Christopher, I truly do appreciate you supporting me with the super sticker. Don't forget, go to travisknows.com. Scroll to the bottom and access the sauce right there. Email will be sent eventually to each and every person who continues to support us by purchasing stickers or badges. So again, Christopher, my brother, I appreciate you for your contribution today. Once again, we'll be here next Thursday, 2:05. Monday, we will be on Instagram. You can follow me over there on Instagram at official Travis Davis. You can check me out there. We will be on Clubhouse Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time zone. So make sure you are following me there as well. And Fridays, we're in our Facebook group, Pure Money Legacy. You can search it on Facebook or you can go to travisknows.com and check it out there. Don't forget, when you get inside of that group, click on the guides tab. And there's training in there to teach you right now today how to generate revenue utilizing the internet. So make sure that you all are taking advantage of that. Again, I appreciate everybody that continues to support and share this channel out with other minority entrepreneurs. We are doing, I did it based off of videos. Right now, we are gaining 65 new subscribers every video that gets posted, which is pretty dope to me. I don't know about anybody else. I be seeing all these channels that got like millions of followers, and I don't care about them. You know what I'm saying? I like what we got going on right here. Okay. I'm not paying $1 in ads. I've never dropped $1 on no ad nowhere. Okay. We're doing all of this stuff organically. All right. And again, I appreciate all of you all. In the same way that I'm doing this stuff, you guys can just go back and look at the videos and see what I've done, and you could see the transition, how we got better as time went on. I got all this shit popping up in the background sound. I didn't have all this stuff in the beginning, so don't think that you got to have all of it. I'm showing you all, okay, that you can do this side from scratch. But the most important thing is I wouldn't have been able to do this from scratch, to take the time out and do all this if I didn't have government contracts generating revenue. If I didn't have a process that generated revenue off of OPT, other people's time. I allow other people's time to generate my revenue so I can do whatever the hell I want to do. And this is stuff that I like doing right here. Okay. Government contracting ain't my passion. You don't have to live in your passion and whatnot and all that stuff that they be saying. Make money fast. That's what I'm trying to tell you to do. Learn how to make money fast, and then you're going to have the money to do whatever the hell you want to do. And then that's what you should be walking and living in right there. So again, you guys are operating as millionaires by understanding this information right here. So I thank each and every one of you again for continuing to support this information, but most importantly, believing in yourself, guys. I need all of you all generating more money faster. One of the main reasons I started this is because it's boring as hell being a millionaire. I was a 25-year-old millionaire solo dolo in these streets, and it was boring. I need more rich friends around me. And I don't want no people who are already rich. I don't want to get around the internet influencers and live that life because I don't be driving Lamborghinis and all that stuff. That don't excite me no more. I was at 25. That don't do it for me. So no, I want to create new millionaires, okay, who understand this thing called creating wealth and understand teamwork. And it's starting. It's already happening. So again, I appreciate all of you all for continuing to support the mission that we got right here. I'm about to get up out of here again. I love you all. Shout outs to my guy Trey for our Pure Money song. We will be closing out with that. Don't forget travisknows.com. Make sure you tap into it. If you need anything, it's all located right there. I love you all. Stay safe out here in these streets. Remember, guys, you never ever learn anything from notes. Notes don't teach you nothing. Yes, I love taking notes. You should take notes as well. As you watch these videos, you should take notes. But remember, I don't care what I told you. I don't care what notes you wrote down. You don't learn a damn thing without taking action behind those notes that you just took. If you keep taking notes without action, you're just a hoarder. You're not getting any smarter. So take action. You got enough notes. Do the action and watch how the results will work out in your favor. Once again, I love you all. Shout outs to my guy Trey for the Pure Money song. We will shut it down after this song goes off. I'll talk with you all later. Instagram, I'll holler at y'all.
Yeah. You already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got a lot. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. Said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this a highlight. We send the high vibes, homie, this a high life. We rising far above the game, that's a flyby. But we still connected to the source, that's that Wi-Fi. Reception, now we answer the call. This squad taking questions and we answer them all. We don't wanna see you fall, we wanna see you ball. We all gon' eat with the peeps, we gon' feed them all. Couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like